Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. It's me, Rob Marsiglio. I'm a sales representative with Keller Williams Referred Urban out here in Durham region, serving the great people of this area and doing my best to bring you weekly content on this channel to update you on all things Greater Toronto Area real estate. I say trying my best because you may have noticed last week, no video, fresh off vacation. You can see how tanned I am just looking over at my camera over here. It was incredible. Anyways, this week, as you can tell from the thumbnail, we're going to talk about terminations. Terminations are on the rise. Terminations are outpacing sales in the Greater Toronto Area. Let's dive right into those numbers. Terminations as a number alone are important, but we have to compare them to something, and our baseline, I guess, is going to be new listings. What is happening with new listings? So solid red line is November in the 905. Solid black line is November in the 416. You can see that in both the 905 and the 416, we are lagging through 22 full days where we were in both October and September. How much? Cue the fancy animation by this much. So September, we had just over 7,000 new listings to date in the 905 through 22 days. Now we're at 5,062. And in the 416, we had just shy of 5,300 new listings in the 416. Now we're just shy of 3,600. Before we get to the terminations, let's look at what's happening with sales, because after all, we are comparing terminations to sales here. Again, same chart. You can see that the solid red and solid black lines are kind of trending a lot closer to what we saw in October and September. They aren't lagging by quite as much. So, a lot less new inventory coming to the market in November, but the reported number of sales are kind of keeping pace. And this is how close they all are. So again, in September, we had just shy of 2,100 sales in the 905, just shy of 1,900 in October. And now we're just over 1,900 in November. And in brackets here is the sales to new listings ratio. So for every 100 new listings we had in September, there were about 29 sales that occurred. October, it was about the same, and that ratio has actually picked up a bit in November. In the 416, here's what those numbers look like. So we had just over 1,300 sales reported through 22 days. That picked up a little bit in October, and it's back down below that 1,300 number in November. But that sales to new listings ratio, much like we saw in the 905, is increasing, going from just shy of 25%, so 25 sales for every 100 new listings, to just over 35%. Keep those numbers in mind then. So through 22 full days in November, 1,938 sales have been reported across the Greater Toronto Area, according to Treb's MLS. And in the 416, we've got just shy of 1,300 sales being reported through 22 days. When we jump into the terminations, you can see 2,935 reported through 22 days in November in the 905 and 1,960 reported in the 416. Here's how, again, they compare to September, October, November. You can see the solid lines really trending closely to those faded dotted lines for the previous 2 months. And much like sales, the terminations to new listings ratio has increased every month since September. So going from just over 40% to just shy of 60% in the 905 and just over 36% to just shy of 55% in the 416. So terminations are definitely picking up, but how does this compare to what we are used to seeing historically? You are in luck because I put together not quite a graph, but a little chart highlighting on a monthly basis where the termination to new listings ratio stacks up. And it broke down between freehold and the condo markets. And here is that chart looking at 2019 through 2023 on a monthly basis. You can see the average of what you'd expect for terminations as a percentage of new listings to be in that time. You can see that we're well above the average going back to really August of this year. And that is when you do really see some stress and slowdown in the market. Really, the reason that people are terminating listings is because they're not getting the price that they want. So they decide to terminate that listing, bring it back to market at a new price, try a new strategy, whatever that may be. And from a freehold and condo perspective, there aren't many times in the last 4 years where that number has eclipsed the 50% mark. You can see it here in November in both markets so far. Last year on the freehold side, it broke through in July, December in 2019 and 2022, it's broken through. Then down in the condo side, December of 2020, it broke through. It also broke through in July and August of 2022. So now we know that terminations are occurring at a kind of higher than usual rate for at least the last few months. But what happens to a listing when it is terminated? I tried to answer that question in this tweet looking at a very small sample size. The reason the sample size is so small is because I had to go through each of these listings manually. So just to make it a little more manageable for myself, I chose the Whitby freehold markets and the Toronto CO1 condo market with a list price under 700,000. We'll jump into Whitby freehold first. There were 58 new listings entered from November 5th to 11th, 2023, and there were 44 terminations reported. So the terminations as a percentage of new listings for that week was 76%. Of those 44 terminated properties, 34 were relisted or sold, so that's 77% of those terminations, and 4 were put up for lease or leased out, so that's 9% of those. Down in the condo market, there were 91 new listings in that time frame, 36 terminations, so still 40% was the terminations as a percentage of new listings ratio for that week. Of those 36 terminations, we had 21 that were relisted or sold, making up 58%, and 8 of them were leased or put up for lease. That's 22% of those terminations. So bottom line, the majority of terminations do come back to market in some capacity or another. Based on the small sample size, it looks like people in Toronto condo markets are maybe trying to lease properties out, hold out for another year, potentially look for maybe better days to sell their houses ahead. Will those better days come? I can't guarantee that. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Are you surprised by these numbers that we are seeing? Did you think the percentage of terminations would be higher or lower? Are you surprised at how many of them are coming back to market? Like I said, let me know down in the comments below. Thank you so much for sticking with me through another video. I hope you got some value out of it. I will not be on vacation anymore from now to the end of the year, so expect to see me next week. And until we speak again, please stay safe and cheers. Hey there, I really appreciate you watching this video all the way to the end. If you enjoyed it, I've got another video for you right here on the screen. And while you're here, maybe just click on my face, subscribe to. I don't want you to miss anything going forward.